Hey guys, we're at South Bank here in London. We're just taking a quick 5 minutes out from our filming, out and about, just to do a quick vlog about a new product that we're using today. Now, we've been filming the Sony a7S Mark II, and the thing with sort of mirrorless DSLR cameras, obviously they've come such a long way in terms of the filmmaking capabilities, but one thing that's not really kept up with that innovation is the internal capacity in terms of battery and runtime, because they are just super small batteries in there. So we're using a third-party solution today that I think is a super versatile tool, and it can be used both for DSLRs and small mirrorless cameras, but also on higher-end cinema cameras too, so super versatile. And that product is the Powerbase EDGE battery from Core. Now I'm going to go straight to sort of like the main headline selling point with this battery pack, and it's really the sheer amount of connections that you've got on the unit itself. So there's a single 8-volt DC output port that's recessed in the corner, and from that you can attach various dummy batteries to power popular mirrorless and DSLR cameras from the likes of Panasonic, Canon and Sony like we're using today. But you've also then got 2 PTAP ports and a further 2 USB ports as well. And the final feature that what really makes this thing stand out is that if you turn it around, on the back you've actually still got a standard V-lock mount as well. So not only can this be used on your DSLRs, you can V-mount it onto a cinema camera too. So on the top side of this battery unit, you've actually got a quick release plate on there. Now, I've removed it because I've been shooting with it. It's on the side here, but of course you can attach the Powerbase EDGE to the bottom of your camera, to the top, wherever you're going to fix that quick release plate, you can obviously attach it to your camera. So I've got it in, it just clips in and clips out with that one lever. Let me just plug the A7S battery in so we can actually shoot. And the reason why I have it on the side is because I just like to use it as an extra grip so I can get my focus, and then it's a bit easier when you're operating handheld. But you might want to put something on the other side to counteract that weight on the left-hand side. It's up to you, it's your own preference, but I just prefer to operate like this. If you're shooting on sticks, then it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So I've just quickly rigged this up with some of the bits that I've got in my kit bag. Now, of course, like I said, we've got the A7S here. We've got the XLR adapter now on there with the shotgun mic. Remember, if you're using the XLR adapter and it's supplying 48 volts phantom power, obviously it's going to drain your internal batteries faster than if you weren't using that. At the front, I've got the tail light by Blind Spot Gear, and that's being powered by the DTAP port on the battery itself. And then we turn it around. On the back, I've got my iPhone 8 Plus that's being charged up by one of the USB ports. I actually use my iPhone 8 Plus sometimes just for monitoring as a wireless monitoring solution. And of course, underneath, we're using the DC out with a dummy battery into the A7S there as well. So you can see, it's quite a nice rig. Nice and chunky but firm, so it's not going to be too wobbly. You can actually get away with using lenses that aren't optically stabilized. So this 28mm, when you add all this weight, actually you don't get that sort of micro jitter that you sort of get when you're not using a camera that's all rigged up. So we're filming in 4K 25 frames a second. Let's turn my phone on, make sure it's charged, light is on. Okay. So one thing I've not mentioned on the side of this battery as well is that there's a backlit LCD screen that tells you your remaining runtime. And that runtime will adapt intelligently based on how many things you've got connected to it, how much power is being drawn from it. So at the moment, with all this turned on, it's saying 3.5 hours of runtime, which is actually a really, really good amount of time. It's very credible, much more than you're going to get if you were, say, running off a few of these batteries, the Sony batteries. So inside the Edge is a lithium-ion battery that's rated at a capacity of 49 watt-hours. And it is flight safe as well, so if you're traveling, that's one less thing you need to worry about. Now, I've already mentioned that there's a little LCD screen on the side, which makes power management super easy. But one thing I want to add is that this thing charges over PTAP as well. So this is the charger. You can see it's not like a big chunky charger you'd expect from a battery of this size. But what's quite nice is when you are charging it, the LCD screen changes from remaining runtime to estimated sort of charging time left before it's 100%. So if you've got a shoot in the afternoon, you've only got like an hour or so to charge this thing up, at least you'll know how long you've actually got before it's 100% charged, if you can make that or not. I mean, final thoughts. I think if you're a filmmaker who predominantly shoots on sort of like mirrorless, DSLRs, or even some smaller video cameras, and you have not ventured into third-party power solutions, then this is a really attractive battery solution. Obviously, one, you've got the juice there to power this whole rig. If I wasn't powering the light and my phone, then this will literally just keep my A7S powering for a full day's shoot, no problem. Two, you've got obviously all those different connections, PTAP, DC out and USB. But I think one of the main points I want to bring up is bringing it back to that V-lock connection as well. you know. Obviously, if you're shooting these mirrorless cameras, you're probably not going to be using V-Lock unless you've already got an adapter. But when you move up, or if you're shooting with some of the larger cinema cameras, then this thing is still going to work with that. So it just means that, you know, there's one less battery for you to have to shell out for your larger cinema rigs when you go and shoot with them. You know, don't forget, like, you can put a V-Lock adapter on light fixtures as well. So don't think that you have to use this battery with a camera. It can be used on whatever you get a V-Lock adapter for as well. So anyway, I hope you found that vlog useful. If you've got any questions about the battery, then pop them in the comments and try and get back to you. If you've not already done so, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all our future content, and I'll see you in the next one.